so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the free, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight here and there, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the
What's going on, guys? Hey, Repeat back with you for another Saturday night, and tonight it's from Daytona International Raceway, Daytona, Florida, the home for speed, birthplace of speed, whatever you want to call this place. All I know, it's a highly banked 2.5 mile juggernaut of racing tonight. Yeah, these bump and run iRacing Cup guys about to get it done. Qualifying is now underway. What do you say we catch up with a few of these guys, see exactly what kind of times they're going to be able to put up? We'll go ahead and bring up our tower and our track map and everything else that we're going to need to make sure that y'all can keep up with your favorite driver. And as always, welcome aboard. I am Pete Ruzick, best known as Repeat, a Repeat 1975. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Stone Age 420 and Go Nemesis, thank you very much for the follow. And as always, again, welcome aboard. Keeping an eye on Richard John Sr. right now in this, look at this paint scheme, this number 8. From what I hear, it may actually be something that the one and only Kyle Busch will rock now that he's with RCR. Definitely hope everybody out there is doing well. Welcome to your weekend. First night of the weekend. If you're at home watching, well, thank you again. If you're out and about, I just happen to pop up on your notifications, and you're watching, welcome aboard all the same. But we are about to go super speedway racing. We're going to have between 25 and 30 guys out here. Again, this is the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series, about halfway through the schedule for this season. I actually go ahead and bring up their season, show you exactly what they're looking at right now and what they've got coming up. Last week, the North Wilkesboro All-Star Race was supposed to happen, but because of the 24, they had a lot of guys missing. They decided to go ahead and push that off to another date, so that has been postponed. Next week, we're going to Atlanta, the Charlotte Roval, and then New Hampshire, the old Magic Mile. See who's going to, walk away or drive away with that big old lobster, the same one that scared Denny Hamlin away. And then after New Hampshire, they're gonna go playoff racing. Dover, the Glen, Bristol, Nashville, Dega, and Martinsville, Richmond, Road America, and Kansas, and then we're gonna crown a Season 3 champion at Texas Motor Speedway. Either way, it's gonna be a whole lot of fun, and I cannot wait. JP Big Dog, or Jace Pearson out there. What's going on, man? Yeah, some good old Saturday night racing, and buddy, welcome aboard. Glad you're here. All right, so far, Kyle Heath in this machine has gone ahead and taken the pole away in his number 13 Chevy Camaro. Let's see if we can find somebody that's actually just now getting up to speed. How about Jaden Sanchez in this number 18 Devotion machine? Let's go ahead and show you some of his colors. Pretty nice looking car from what I saw during practice. That's a pretty clean scheme. A little bit going on there. Same thing with Jacob Delgado up here in this Earnhardt tribute. It wouldn't be Daytona if we weren't talking about an Earnhardt, right? This number 11 Wrangler, I actually kind of liking that number font. Looks pretty good all the way around. All right, so Jacob Delgado, this is going to be his get up to speed lap, and let's see what he's able to do at the line. See where he gets to on his first time around. It's going to be P10. So let's kind of keep an eye on his progress now that he's actually on. He's not on his burner lap. He's actually on a flyer lap now. Really wrapping that butter all the way around. Remember back in the day, I forget which NASCAR game that was on Xbox, if you played it, where if you actually touched the yellow line on the track, you had there was nothing you could do about it. You were going around. That's where the whole, wrapping the butter, because if you touched those yellow lines in that console version of the sport, you were going around. There was nothing you could do about it. It was like back before like Heat 2, Heat 3, way before those days. So let's see. Delgado, he was going to go from 11th, and now it looks like he's actually going to stay right there. So pretty tight field, as you can see there on the scoring pylon. Yeah, very tight. All right, and it looks like that is going to be it. So only 11 guys decide to go ahead and put down a qualifying lap. So let's go ahead and clear the boards and go ahead and bring up your grid. That way you know exactly who's where, and we'll go through the field as always. All right. So looks like on pole, the one and only Kyle Heath in that number 13. Philip Bridgman starting P2 in his number 48. One of the couple Canadians, I believe, that are in the field tonight. Vernon Mayhem And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, in the number 33 with Jaden Sanchez, P4 in his number 18. P5, Richard John Sr. in that number 8 Rowdy throwback, or Rowdy paint scheme rather, not necessarily a throwback, but Rowdy paint scheme. James Bryan, P number 6 to round out row number 3 in his 55. P7 is going to be Caleb Shelton in his number 73, with Robert Amaral to his outside in the 77. P9, talking about the 53 of Dakota Bryan, with Aaron Bradford, P10. P11 is going to be Mr. Delgado, the one we were just watching, with Brian Huntley Jr. In P number 12. P13 is going to be Cameron Smith in his number 9, with Dion Johnson in his number 78 to round out row number 7. Row 8, Matthew Huntaker in his number 37 with Brandon Moore to his outside. Kevin Roy in his number 12 to sit P17. P18 is going to be Josh Small in his 28. P19, the 11 of Jim Coleman'sberger with Austin Moore sitting P20. P11 to go through row number 11. It's going to be Skylar Sixton in his double deuce with Terry Duguay in his number 44, the other Canadian in the field. Jason Adams in his 24 sitting P23. And to round out row number 12 is going to be Kyle Gooden in his number 21. And to go through the rest of the field, looks like we're going to have Thomas Richards in his 86, sitting P25. And to round out row number 13 in the number 42, sitting P26, Jerron Carver. And that is all the way through this Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series, again, live from Daytona. Halfway through the first part of their season. And it's really been very, very entertaining so far, and definitely looking forward to another great race this evening. If y'all out there in chat, who do you think is going to go ahead and get it done? I'll see if I can actually bring up what their practice times were like for you right now. That way you have an idea. That's not it. Nope, that is not it. Hold on. I will get there, I promise you. See, there we go. So Dakota Bryan was fastest in practice with Cameron Smith, Brandon Moore, Vernon Marquez, Jaden Sanchez were your top 5. Richard Johns, Jason Adams, Caleb Shelton, Jacob Delgado, and Josh Small were your top 10. So there you go. We'll have to see how they fare as the race goes on. All right, so the lights atop the pace car are out. They're going to be coming to the attention of Barney. Let's go ahead and bring up again all of your information as that pace car is going to make the left turn towards Albuquerque. Come on down. Let's get going. Thank you again for everybody who's out here. Definitely appreciate it. And let's have one hell of a race. What do you say? Green flag. Let's go. So far the 13 able to hold them off. That is with one lap complete. Now working lap number 2. Martin, Sanchez, Shelton, and Delgado are your top 5. And this is kind of interesting already. Looking at the field, getting some separation from first all the way back through the guys that are still somewhat in in the main, I don't know if you want to call it main pack, but in somewhat of a pack or around other cars. From first all the way back to 22nd is 5 plus almost 6 seconds. So you can definitely see some strategies being played out. You saw the 8 car duck out of line and go onto the apron. That way he had some kind of a chance if the big one should happen to come early. And it looks like that 11 says, no, I'm not going to ride. I'm going to get up here and we're going to get racy. And we'll have to see if the high line with 3 guys can pull any kind of momentum from the low line with 3 cars as well. There is 1 car a little bit further back here. He might just be waiting to see exactly which line is going to go the best. There you see the number 77 Oreo machine, and that is the other car I was talking about right there. Talking about the 37 of Matthew Hunsaker, as Philip Bridgman just goes to Platt, running the fastest lap of the race so far at a 46.84. So the draft will absolutely pull you around some pretty bad fast speeds, but yeah, now the bottom line picking up 4. Looks like 37 decided he knows where he wants to go. Gonna wrap the fastest way around the track, and there you go. So how you feeling out there, JP? I know I talked to you a little bit last night, but man, when we heard that you had a little bit of an issue, well, we were all definitely thinking about you, but definitely glad to see you up and around, sir. All right, so they decided that 2 lines racing were not going to be faster than what they could be right now, all single file. Going back to at least Robert Amaral and this pack that are all just nose to tail, trying to catch up. Top 7 all nose to tail. These guys are all nose to tail. Then you've got a pack going just a little bit further back here, led by the 8 of Richard Johns, who we saw duck down onto the apron and gonna lead this pack. So 3 very, very distinct packs. As I'll go ahead and bring up your track map and show you how these guys are filling out this 2.5 mile super speedway. And of course, it wouldn't be a good time if we didn't have a little bit of trouble, so bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and pull my tools back up again, and hopefully this time everything that I, there we go. The track map was not popping for me, so now it is. Now you can see, now you know. There you go. So you see, going down the backstretch, the gaps between the packs, represented by black dots. Going into turn number 3, from 1st through 7th is all in one pack. 8th through 13th is in another pack. 14th through 20th, another pack. 21st, 22nd, and 23rd in another. And then 24th guy all the way in the back going into turn 3 right now. So very, very broken. All right, but back up front, 13 in his Me Marie Designs Camaro, still looking pretty good. So again, 1st through 7th, all nose to tail. Back here, P number 8, talking about Robert Amaral and company in that number 77 Oreo machine. And if we were actually to jump on board with his Camaro, taking a look ahead, we could probably even see how much they're going to gain on this front pack, because by now they are within striking distance of the draft, and they'll be able to start pulling themselves up and carry some bad fast laps getting up to this main pack. And what they do when they get there is something altogether different. You see Philip Bridgman in that 48 Camaro getting closer and closer as we're looking at the camera within the nose of this Camaro. And man, what a sight, huh? What a sight. So where does he go when he gets to the back end of this 48? Let's find out. Wow, he popped to the outside because he didn't want to hit anybody with a whole head of steam, and nobody else went with him. Does he have enough momentum? Nope, he doesn't have enough momentum to drop in front of the 48. Did he before? Absolutely possible, but now that 77, even though we just brought this line of cars up to the pack, he's going to drop like a rock all the way back behind the 95, which is sitting in P10. So, good thing is, though, he's not going to lose the draft, and you see others behind him as well, which I think that might have been the lap car. Nope, lap car is now on the backstretch. So these are all lead lap cars. One's kind of blinking on that outside. Who is that? I believe that's going to be Brian Huntley, who's blinking quite a bit behind that 77. $13.33. They look like they're kind of paired up. The 11 was shoving the 18 for all he could without wrecking him. The 18 was getting a little loose. 18 now out of line. The 11 said, but now he's going to go ahead and check up for him, let him get back in line. And you see that 73 Pepsi machine for Caleb Shelton now also on the outside. Here comes that 48. Going to try to give him just a little bit of a shove. See if you can't get him back up. 7 of the 3 found a hole. In he goes. And that is all that's going to be said about that. All right, so we know what these guys look like here. They are all single file, not much doing. You see the 95 up and on the outside. That's going to be Aaron Bradford up in that high side all by himself behind the blinking Brian Huntley. And I tell you, that's got to make all the cars in front of him as well as behind him very, very nervous because they don't know where he's going to be. Is he going to accidentally touch the apron and go up track, or what could possibly happen is what they really have to ask themselves as he's got the 95 behind Kevin Roy right in front. But yeah, Brian Huntley not in a good position right now. All right, behind these guys, here you see this pack still being spearheaded by the 8 of Richard John Sr., Brandon Moore, Josh Small, Terry Duguay, Jason Adams, Austin Moore, and Thomas Richards to go through your top 20. But right now, everybody very much single file. 13 laps of 100 now complete here from Daytona with the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. And again, welcome aboard. All right, so since we got a pretty good green flag feel, what do you say we get up close and personal, and we'll go ahead and go through the field, introducing you to each and every one of these drivers. We'll start off with driver 13 in this Me Marine Designs Camaro, a guy that's been very, very fast, has a win or two under his belt so far, as he's going to go ahead and start lap number 14, talking about Kyle Heath in his Auburn U profile picture there, down on the bottom from Gilbert. Jaden Sanchez right behind him in his number 18 Devotion Nutrition Machine from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Definitely know right where that is, being New Jerseyan, I guess he called me. We had a conversation the other day about, what eggs are you from? From New Jersey. So there he is. Vernon Markheim in this 33 Pepsi machine from Greenwood, Indiana, and his onboard camera. Caleb Shelton back here in his Pepsi machine, another from Greenfield, Indiana, and his onboard. The biggest mover right now, though, is this guy right here in this number 11 Milky Way machine. I actually got a sneak peek at this car at North Wilkesboro last week from Parlin, New Jersey, and man, what a nice scheme. I mean, that absolutely pops. If you were to actually spec map that whole scheme, if it's not already, may just be the camera angle, I don't know. But if you were to spec map that, man, that it might actually look like a Milky Way, the way that car looks. But behind him, Matthew Hunsaker in his onboard, just a very, very simple iRacing scheme, but very clean as well. Philip Bridgman back here from Ontario, Canada, in his number 48 Quick Dry Camaro. There you see the 11 to his outside. It's going to be Jim Coleman'sberger. Jim just trying to find somewhere for that Wrangler machine to go. It's not going to be in front of the 48. But that 11 continues to try to do what he can. And actually, it's the 29 on the scoring pylon, but it's actually the 11 on the car. So the 29, you're a fan of this scheme, it's the 29 on your scoring pylon. Dion Johnson behind him in his number 78, old number 7, Jack Daniels Camaro, right now sitting P number 9 up 5 spots. Robert Amaral in this 77. I think this is probably one of the best looking schemes aside from that 11 that's out there this evening. Kevin Roy from Placetown, New Hampshire, will be going to his home track here in just a few weeks with Aaron Bradford right behind him in this number 95 from Frankfort, Kentucky. Right now sitting P13, down 3 spots from where he started, but Daytona, Talladega, and iRacing Superspeedway, as it looks like we've got a wreck or something going on up here. Just saw a whole bunch of smoke. Looks like they're going to be able to sort it out amongst themselves, but the 48 definitely dropping back a spot or 10. Let's see if maybe we can catch up. Maybe we can rewind that old school style, see if we can find out exactly what happened with him. All right, so it looks like it's going to have something to do with that 11 car. So let's get up to Jim Coleman'sberger. We'll go ahead and switch up the camera. That way we can see exactly what's going on. And let's play it. Oh, the 11 and, well, the 11 and the 11, I guess you could say. Kind of getting together just a little bit. Let's rewind that one more time and show you how this starts. Did the 11 come down from up high, or did the 11 from the bottom come up? Well, the 11 from, yeah, the 11 just came down and drove into that Milky Way machine. So very unfortunate. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. And it looks like we've actually now got a full caution. There's going to be Vernon Markheim and Caleb Shelton going to be a couple drivers of interest. So let's, again, find out exactly what happened here. All right, I have a feeling we're going to probably have to rewind that just a little bit. Let's stop it, and we'll go ahead and play it from there. There you see the 73 all over the back end. Does he get the wrong side of the car? Yep. Just sent the 33, wasn't able to handle the little bit of a push. And I shouldn't say little bit, because we can't tell from that angle just how hard he was being hit. But 33 not able to handle the push and sent him up to the wall, and that was all she wrote. Let's watch from Caleb Shelton's view. Let's go ahead and move on up to his nose. And let's go from his left front. That'll be better. There we go. And let's watch it from here. Yeah, just too much of a shot. And then the 73 also reacting, and no. Good thing it doesn't look like anybody else really got involved in that. It was just between Vernon and Caleb. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so most everybody going to come on down, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, maybe, but definitely go ahead and top it off with a full tank of that Sunoco E15 fuel, and come on back out. But Kyle Heath up here in this number 13, he's got the top spot on pit road. Let's see who actually beats him off of pit road to grab all that clean air. Doesn't look like anybody. So the 13 is going to go ahead and lead the way off, just like he led the way in. All right, so Kyle Heath down here in BFR Motorsports. So we'll see if we can grab him right quick from Team Comms and have a quick word with him. Kyle Heath, it's repeat up in the booth, bud. Got a copy in that Memory Designs number 13 Camaro.
I sure do.
Well, I'll tell you what, bud, you've had a pretty uneventful race. You got up to the front, you kind of kept it there, and then very, very quickly, the field, not just the 7 that were with you, but the entire field went line for line. It seemed like all the way back, and this caution after just a little bit, maybe too rough of a push on the back end of the 33, and brought this caution out. But you're picking up right where you left off last week. How are you feeling about this race so far? As we're 20, we'll be coming to lap 21 next time by. So, their laps are just ticking away.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. As long as I keep no cars in front of me, I feel safe about that. But I know that pushing from behind, it kind of gets a little bit haywire. I know that I think the 33, he was pushing me pretty good, and I ended up washing up a little bit, and kind of broke some of the draft and the pace of what we had in the front pack.
So now, in saying, keeping the cars behind you, what do you have to do? Or is there something about these Cup cars? What do you have to do with these cars in order to keep it right there on that yellow line all the way around? Or do you find that there's more momentum around the high side?
Yeah, there's a lot of momentum on the high side, but the main thing is having somebody that's going to stick with you pretty much. I mean, that's basically what it is. Somebody's going to stick with you.
Well, the 18 was sticking with you for those first 19 or 20 laps or so. Is there anybody out here in particular that you're looking for in your rear view rather than trying to get around you on the outside? I cannot talk tonight.
Yeah, not necessarily. I really don't know. I didn't do having too much drafting partners during our practice session, so I really don't know. So hopefully whoever sticks behind me for the long run.
All right, buddy. Well, Kyle, I'll go ahead and get you back down in the BFR Motorsports comms. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up, and maybe we'll talk to you again later on.
Yep.
All right, so driver 13 back in with his team, and we're about ready to kick this back off. There you see him coming through turns 3 and 4. What a great race so far. Let's see if they actually decide to go back the way they just were, or if we're going to see something different. Oh, it looks like the admins have waved off this restart, coming through turns, coming off of turn 4 and through the trial. So admins have decided to wave the green this time. And it looks like the lights atop the pace car are out, so they'll go green next time by. And I'm sure the admins, maybe they saw something that they didn't like, or maybe everybody wasn't quite lined up where they needed to be. But one way or another, we're going to go one extra lap. So we'll go back green on lap 23, getting closer and closer to 1/4 distance here from Daytona. Getting closer and closer to lap number 25. So, what do you think? What do you think, chat? You think they go back single file, or do you think they actually get a little racy here and try to go for it? One way or another, it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, Stoned Age 420 and Go Nemesis. If you're out there, thank you very much for the follow on the Twitch side, whether you're out there on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, or iRock TV through your Roku. Thank you very much for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping me and everybody else company. Welcome aboard, as always. All right, now the pace car is going to go ahead and pull off. Kyle Heath, Jaden Sanchez, Matthew Hunsaker, Caleb Shelton, and Aaron Bradford are your top 5. Green flag. All right, so we got our answers. They've decided so far to go back long green line, or yeah, long green single file line racing. And I mean, there's only maybe 4 guys up on that outside line. Everybody, yeah, just down wrapping the yellow. 13 and 18 looks like they've been able to find each other one more time. 73 of Caleb Shelton sitting P3, and man, what an interesting way to get around this place. But hey, you've got to take care of the car in the beginning. That way, you've got a piece to contend for the win just a little bit later on. And if the 13, as he said, can keep everybody else behind him, he'll have an easier time of it as the race goes on. Saw that 95 absolutely scrubbing that outside wall. And it looks like we're going to have a caution. You see the big one in the back. All right, so it looks like Brandon Moore, Jacob Delgado, looks like Kyle Gooden, Dion Johnson, Jim Coleman'sberger, and others all involved in this. The first one that looks like may have triggered the yellow was Dakota Bryant. So let's go ahead and check in with him, find out exactly what happened. James Sellner says, hey, repeat, wish I could be there. James, I tell you what, man, me too, but we got a pretty good field between 25 and 30 cars out here. But let's find out what happened with Dakota. All we saw was a bunch of smoke. Where there's smoke, usually there's fire, and we're talking about some burning rubber. So let's go back, find out exactly what happened right now. There you see the 53 kind of behind this pack, and looks like that all. We'll go ahead and play it just a little bit more. That way I can get a little bit better of a feel. And it looks like we saw the 95 up in the wall. So let's go ahead and pick up with him, and we'll go ahead and rewind that. As you can see, that's already mid-spin. You see the 78, 95, 3 wide at Daytona. Sometimes that will work, sometimes not so much. 95 getting a little bit of a pull from the guys that were already up there. 78 in the middle, 95 up high, tags the wall. The 11, aka 29, just not able to do anything. You see the real 11 come across. There's a 29 and more, and that was all she wrote. So now let's go back with the 11, which is Jim Coleman'sberger, and watch from his point of view. All right, let's go ahead. Just 78 came down, hit the 11, and triggered all the melee. Did I just say came down? Let's rewind that one more time. I think they might have met in the middle there. I think 78 was coming down, the 11 was coming up, and that is the unfortunate result. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so everybody came on down. I'm sure this time, maybe tires, maybe not, but definitely fuel. Go ahead and top it off. You see the 9 going ahead and pulling on over. And it looks like Caleb Shelton in this number 73. He's going to be our leader this time. Caleb, I think I saw him earlier. Let me see if I can find him right quick. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't see Caleb Shelton. What about Thomas Richards? I believe he's a newcomer, if I'm not mistaken. How about Jaden Sanchez? He's been able to push that 13 around pretty well. Lights atop the pace car are out, so this will have to be pretty quick. Jaden, you got a copy in that number 18. It's repeat up in the booth, buddy. Jaden, it's repeat up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy? All right, unfortunately unable to reach the 18, so we'll go ahead and put him back down with the BKM Motorsports team comms and let him go ahead and get back to focusing. I was just going through one more time, making sure I didn't actually miss Caleb. Would have definitely liked to have been able to talk to him in this number 73 Pepsi machine. I know that I've talked to him before, but we'll have to see how the rest of the race unfolds. Going through turns 3 and 4 right now, really just wrapping the yellow, wrapping the track, and what a restart this is going to be. Some new players up front. Let's see how it plays out. All right, pace car is going to go ahead and dive on in. Let's go.
Green flag.
Green flag. Top two absolutely scooting away, but that may not be good depending on how the 18 decided he was going to go ahead and take it high, and I don't blame him. He had a huge run, and it looks like he's got some help, so can he get on up there? 2 by 2, 2 on the bottom, 2 up high. Seem like they've got a little bit better of a chance of taking the lead because there's more cars coming up on the high side than there are cars on the bottom. And that was exactly that. So right now, he can drop on in and take the lead over. He might be waiting for the car that went with him to be able to take that spot. Nope, he's going to keep it high, not going to bail on the guy that shoved him up front. But more formation on the high side than there is on the bottom. A little bit more wiggling around as well, but definitely seems like more structure, more cars in one straight line. 18 kind of playing around with the idea of maybe dropping down low. Austin Moore and company, now they are all clear. Can drop on down, get down to that yellow line, protect your position, and move on. But that, unfortunately, that kept a good 3 or 4 cars up on the high side where everybody else went back to the bottom. There they are. All right, so first through 11th or so, all in this main pack. A little bit further back from Skylar Sixton, Josh Small, Jim Coleman'sberger. All right, so from Jim in that 11 all the way back through the rest of these guys, sitting from 14th on back. So first through 13th under a blanket, add a second blanket from 14th on back. That 11 with the 78, and I believe that's going to be the 12, 95 and company. Just trying to do what they can do to catch back up with the main pack. There you still see Brian Huntley a little bit further in the back, still blinking, but you know what? He's doing the right thing. Staying in the back, not in anybody's way. He's not blinking in front of other cars. They have to wonder or worry about where he's at. He's doing the right thing. So even though when it's all said and done, he may lose some points tonight, able to complete the race, didn't take anybody else out of it. Great job, Brian. All right, up front, not missing much. All right, let's go ahead and pick up where we left off earlier with going through the field and continue introducing everybody. And yeah, let's see who we know, shall we? All right, so we talked about Jaden Sanchez earlier from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Austin Moore right behind him with Matthew Hunsaker. There's Austin Moore from Waxahachie, Texas. Texas hockey, and yes, go Stars. Caleb Schellen back here in P number 4, up 3 spots from Greenfield, Indiana. We talked about Kyle Heath in his number 13 already. Terry Duday. Let's go ahead and change this up. That way you can actually see some of these amazing looking paint schemes. And this number 44, right on board Locksmith. That actually looks pretty good. Kind of digging that black and white. There you see this the Jeff Gordon throwback right behind him from Clover, South Carolina. The one and only Jason Adams. Right now, Jason Adams, he is tied for second place as far as biggest movers goes, sitting P7 up 16 spots. Philip Bridge, we talked about him earlier, one of the Canadians in the field tonight from Ontario. Vernon Markheim, again in this number 33 from Greenwood, Indiana. We definitely talked about him. Duran Carver in this number 42. We didn't get a chance to go back to look at this game, but that is really nice. Good old Dale Jr. Throwback. Absolutely, really digging. You see the detail in the scheme in the doors going all the way back over the rear. I'm actually a big fan of this scheme from Carrington. Really liking that car. Thomas Richards back here in this number 86 Reese's machine. Right now sitting P11. Skylar Sixton and his Twitch machine out of Mansfield, Texas, as I race for beer and entertainment. Well, let's take a look at the backside. I was hoping I'd see a Twitch channel there. I'd go ahead and show it to you, but unfortunately not. All right, what about Josh Small back here in his Roy's RV Supercenter from Beverly, West Virginia. Right now sitting P13 up 5 spots, doing all right. We talked about this 11 earlier. Again, very nice scheme. Dion Johnson, this I think is where we left off when that first caution happened in his number 78, old number 7, JD, Jack Daniels machine, sitting P15, only down 1 spot after where he qualified. Kevin Roy in this number 12, Kingsford, just light a match from Placetown, New Hampshire. Again, we'll see his home track very soon. Cameron Smith back here in this number 9, Napa Know-How machine. Guys had some very successful races here in the recent past. Let's see if we can get that number 9 back up front again. Robert Amaral, man, again, very nice paint scheme. We talked about him just a little bit ago. Aaron Bradford in this 95 Wrangler machine. I don't know if this is a scheme that Austin Dillon ran or not, but Aaron Bradford out of Frankfort, Kentucky, he definitely knows how to pick a scheme. That's a really nice looking car. James Bryan in this number 55 No Gas Racing Camaro, and looking pretty good from Ball Ground, Georgia. Right now he is down 14 spots, sitting P20, but a lot of racing yet to go. Dakota Bryan, his teammate, sitting right here, also from No Gas Racing. So teammates right now nose to tail, 20th and 21st, down 14 and 12 positions, respectively. Brandon Moore back here in this number 47 Kevin Harvick throwback. Kind of looks like the car that Kevin Harvick first went to victory lane in at Atlanta Motor Speedway years and years ago from Johnson City, Tennessee. Richard Johns, we talked about him in his number 8, and this, what I believe is going to be a Kyle Busch paint scheme from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Jacob Delgado, we talked about this number 11 earlier, showing up as the 29 on the leaderboard, but the 11 with a very, very big tribute to the one and only Dale Sr. Aaron Bradford back here, he must have fallen back, something must have happened. And Brian Huntley a little bit further in the back in his number 23, blinking out a little bit, so of course the camera goes haywire. All right, but that is all the way through your field. Chat, if you guys have somebody that you are pulling for, please let me know. If we have another caution and we've already talked to the top 2, top 3, maybe we'll be able to go ahead and pull that driver in and give him a big old shout out and let him know that you are out there in chat watching him. From your leader, looking back at about the top 13. Again, everybody all single file. You know, as much as we'd love to see a whole lot of side-by-side racing, you kind of got to respect the guys for playing it, you know, somewhat easy for the first bit and making sure that their cars are in one piece until it's time to go. And then, hey, it's you know, checkers or wreckers. But right now, Jaden Sanchez, Austin Moore, Matthew Huntaker, Caleb Shelton, and Kyle Heath are your top 5. Bob Chiz out there saying, shout out to the SRU boys. I think he's getting just a little bit of little dicey back here with this 8-pack, give or take. As it looks like 48 was able to find a hole on the bottom. 13 and that 44 left up high. Most still wrapping that yellow line, and we'll have to see if they're able to find a gap to fit into, or if they're going to continue to lose spots. The 13 has led most of this race. Now is going to go ahead and fall back to about P6, right in front of Terry Duguay and right behind the 48 of Philip Bridgman. Whoa, one car is going to go hard onto the inside. I'm not quite sure exactly who that was. Was he able to save it? I believe he was. was at the 44, if I'm not mistaken. Big slide for that 44. Let's go ahead and actually play that back. Let's go ahead and rewind this old school style. See exactly what happened with him. Let's go ahead and switch up the cam. And let's go ahead and play it from here. He just get loose or tag the butter? Yeah, it looks like he actually just got loose. Very interesting. You normally don't see too many people get loose coming up off the corner at the plate tracks because they're so fast. But hey, great save nonetheless. All right, so Jaden Sanchez still leading in this Devotion Nutrition number 18 Toyota TRD machine. The 45 of Austin Moore right behind him, a fellow Toyota driver. Matthew Huntaker in this Ford Mustang GT iRacing machine. Caleb Shellen back here in a Camaro. And then a fellow Camaro right behind him in P number 5, talking about Philip Bridgman. So let's go ahead and take a lap around with this, or a couple laps around with this 45. We'll move through a couple different sights and sounds. But y'all out there, go ahead and crank it up. Let's go. All right, everybody. Wow, big mass exodus onto pit road. And man, what a great job by everybody. Everybody able to get it woed up and slowed up in time and not cause any big issues at the entry. It'd be interesting to see who comes out leading when it's all said and done. Right now, James Bryan and his teammate in the 53, Dakota Bryan, right now kind of leading the way with Cameron Smith, I believe, sitting P number 3. And man, I don't know if these guys have just been able to stay out there and work the draft and save a little bit of fuel, or what the issue or what the case is. Really can't say issue, but looks like they're going to come down this time, and looks like the 9, yep, he's going to just come down a little bit later and get on the brakes, and yeah, all 3 of those guys will be able to make it onto pit road as well, and that's going to hand the lead over to Brandon Moore in this number 47 Kevin Harvick throwback. With the 21 of Kyle Gooden, Robert Amaral, and company, all right now, that's going to be your new top 4. So yeah, Brandon Moore, Kyle Gooden, Robert Amaral, and Richard Johns Sr. to round out your top 4 in his number 8 machine. Looking at that Mountain Dew car earlier made me a little thirsty. It looks like Richard John's going to go ahead and stay out in his number 8, and this is going to be this could be bad news for this driver because he is literally all by himself. The next closest car is 15 plus seconds back, but you're going to watch that time just drop. I mean, it's gonna fall very, very quickly. I mean, it's literally tenths every few feet. So in no time flat, Sanchez, Heath, Hunsaker, and Markheim, as well as Adams, will be able to catch on up to driver 8. And let's see if we can actually look back from this Camaro. I don't think we'll be able to see 13 seconds back just yet. Nope. Yep, here he is. Okay, so the 8's going to go ahead and bring it on down pit road. And here is that pack that was coming. Oh, the 11 got a little loose. I don't know if he was able to save it. Not that 11. That's right. That's going to be the 29 on the scoring pile. I'm talking about Jacob Delgado. There he is. Was he able to save that, or did he tag the wall? Let's find out. I don't see any real damage. It looks like he might have bounced off the wall a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch around the cam again and go ahead and play it. Oh, definitely not able to save that. Oh, hard shot to the driver's side door for this Camaro, and very, very unfortunate. I'm sure that broke something. He'll probably be on pit road for a little while if he doesn't have a fast repair. So let's go ahead and bring it back live again. There you see him coming on out. In fairly good position, so I'm going to guess even though he lost some spots and got some damage, he did have a fast repair in his pocket and all fixed up, ready to get back in, ready to get back in the race. But Jaden Sanchez up here in this number 18, continuing to lead the way. The 13 right behind him. So the 13 was leading earlier with the 18 right up his tailpipe. Now the positions have swapped, and these two have found each other again. Matthew Hunsaker back here in this number 37, up 12 spots. Jason Adams right now, though, in P number 4 in his Camaro, showing to be the biggest mover of 19 spots from where he started, working lap number 60. So 40 more laps to go here for the Bump and Run iRacing Cup, guys. Live from Daytona again. I am Repeat, Pete Ruzick, whatever. And Yeah, welcome aboard again, whether you're out there on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, or iRock TV through your favorite Roku streaming device. If you haven't already and you've got a Roku streaming device or Roku TV, go on over and search out that icon that you see inside the track map, iRock TV, for all kinds of 4K content, whether it's POV streaming, league, community, or club streaming, podcast, whatever you want. Go on over, download the channel. It's a free channel under streaming services or streaming channels, and all kinds of content to go through. Past races, whatever you want, 24/7, all for free, and again in great 4K clarity. So enjoy. All right, so let's since we've had that round of green flag pit stops, as you can see, cars are now pretty much spread out all over this 2.5 mile super speedway in Daytona, Florida. Let's see if we can't catch up with some of these packs and see exactly what's going on, because right now this pack of 4, they are all pretty much just nose to tail, and I don't foresee them going anywhere anytime soon. Meanwhile, this is your top 3. All right, so that's first, second, and third. Fourth is going to be Jason Adams back here in this 24 Jeff Gordon throwback. Vernon Margheim is going to be right with him, right along with Philip Bridgman in the 48. And then you see the car, that 11, which is actually the 29, just came off of pit road after smacking the inside wall. He's not actually in that spot. That is... right now, that is going to be Jacob Delgado all the way back in P number 26. So Skylar Sixton back here in this double deuce, this Ford Mustang GT. Caleb Shelton right behind, right along with Jim Coleman'sberger, Kevin Roy, Austin Moore, and I believe Josh Small the third. So nice little pack of 6 right there. Maybe a little bit of side by side. The 11 doesn't want to stay to the outside. Just wants a little bit of help. Can he get some help out there? Nope, they're all going to go right back in line again. So behind these guys, we're going to see James Bryan in his number 55, his no gas racing machine, and the 78 of Dion Johnson. I believe he's actually a driver from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. All right, back a little bit further, P15, talking about the 86 for Thomas Richards with Cameron Smith and company right with him. Vernon Margheim as well. Vernon might have a little bit of an issue. Let's see here. There we go. So we'll catch up with Terry Duguay in his number 44. Brandon Moore a little bit further. Caution's out. Caution out on lap 64. Not getting notification as far as who this caution is on. Scratch that. Looks like Kyle Heath going to be someone to go ahead and take a look at. Let's see if we can find Kyle and see exactly what happened. Yeah, there he is down on the bottom. Let's go ahead and play this back. All right, looks like that's already in progress. Let's rewind this a little bit. Ooh, it looks like he got some air too. So go ahead and bring it back a little bit further. All right, and we'll go ahead and play it right there. Prepare yourself for a hard hit, ladies and gents. Yeah, bam! Russian judges have got to give a 10 out of 10 for the landing, but he just flat got Earnhardted up into that outside wall. No recovering from that, and I'm sure it had to be towed. I don't think I was going to make it back to pit road. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right. So with all that being said, looks like the 18 is going to go ahead and bring the entire field down pit road. As you can see, the sun beginning to set. And it looks like possibly Thomas Richards is going to be up at the front in his number 86 Reese's machine. Is Thomas Richards an available driver? Let's take a look here. And that is a quick no. What about, I think we already tried Caleb Shelton, and he was also not available. Just going to double check one more time. We already tried Jaden earlier. What about Matthew Hunsaker in this 37? I believe I saw him. Yep, I did. Matthew, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that 37 iRacing machine.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, you're sitting P4. You're up 11 spots. You're doing all right. Pretty much keeping that Ford Mustang GT clean for the most part. How are you feeling now that we've got 66 laps under our belt with less than, what, 35? Yeah, less than 35 laps remaining. Can you get on up there and try for a podium, or, of course, go for that W?
Yeah, I think so. I think feeling good. Just hoping I can make it through all. Hopefully, there's no more wrecks, but we all know at least one more is coming.
Oh yeah,
feeling good.
Yeah, when push comes to shove, it always, that intensity wick gets lit, and that's usually all she wrote. So is this going to be a checkers or wreckers, all go for broke kind of thing, or are you points racing tonight?
Oh no, I'm trying to win. I'll probably try and make a move with 2 to go.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out for you. Good luck, and you were in BKM Motorsports, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll get you back down there in Team Comms. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up, and maybe we'll talk to you again later.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, so that is driver 37, and man, I was wondering if I shouldn't refresh my trading paints. You know what? Just for his sake, we'll go ahead and do that right now. All right, and let's go ahead and open it back up here. All right, so that pace car is going to go ahead and dive off and get ready to go ahead and set them loose. Thomas Richards is your leader. Jaden Sanchez, Caleb Shelton, Philip Bridgman, Matthew Hunsaker. That's going to be your top 5. Green flags out. Let's go. Looks like the 18 is going to be able to carry the momentum on the high side. And both him and the 48 going to be able to clear that Reese's machine and go ahead and take a double file for themselves. 48, I don't think the 18 was expecting the 48 to drop, but now the 45 of Austin Moore going to come on up, fill that back, that rear view mirror, right along with the 28 of Josh Small. So some of the names that we saw a little bit further in the back now starting to, slowly but surely find themselves up towards the front. Big checkup up top, and that's going to allow the 18 to drop down, pick up the 48, the 86, the 73, 24, and more. We are back, double file racing, and now this is racing. Let's go. 45 trying to hold a high, wide, and handsome wheel as you definitely see some guys behind him getting a little squirrely. Big old gap to try to take that 3 wide, but nobody took the bait. That would have definitely kept that 46 machine all by himself. Big checkup up top, which allowed the bottom line to absolutely jet ahead. There you see the 11 of Jim Coleman'sberger. He's going to try that high side, pull the 45 right along. 86 now still sitting there in P number 3, up 22 spots on the night overall. Top 5, top 6 now all on the bottom, and starting to pull away just a little bit. The 53 No Gas Racing machine right at the tail end of it. Now joined by his teammate in the 55, talking about James Bryan. 18 leading the way, 48, 86, 73, 24. Who's it going to be? They're starting to get back single file racing now, this time all on the bottom line rather than up top. Can they get it done down there? Or is somebody going to help the line form up on the outside? Carry a whole lot of speed up there, try to get up there and challenge them. So far, the answer is no, but the bottom side has the numbers. Top 4 now, all single file, 24, 11, 53, and 47. Nope, that's not going to be the 47. It's going to be the 45 of Austin Moore up on the outside, 28 right with him. Still No Gas Racing teammates nose to tail. Are they waiting for a late race push to try to get up there? Working lap 72, now lap 73 here from Daytona. 27 laps to go in the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series race. Who's it going to be? Coming back across the start stripe, still side by side. Now this is great racing. The single file days are over for these guys. Now it's all about jockeying for position. As Dale Jr. said a long time ago, these races are very much like playing chess at high speeds. You just got to have your queen in the right position at the right time to be able to go ahead and call checkmate on the rest of the field. 3 wide, 45, 86. A little bit of contact there that's going to put the 28 up towards the wall and make them go 3 wide all the way back. Will they hold it? Yes, they will. 28 able to find a hole, and Josh Small able to get back into the race. We got a wreck on the bottom. 24 and company. Are they able to hold it? Oh, there goes the 11 going around down on the apron. So far, though, still staying green flag. That's going to check up everybody on the backside, but he's still trying to get that 11 machine going. No caution. Great hands by all those drivers to keep it going. Not sure if that was a product of hard pushing or exactly what that was, but either way, great hands by everybody to go ahead and save it. Now you just saw the 86 get loose. He's going to actually come flying down pit road. I don't know if this is on purpose or if he just got loose and said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and pit, grab fuel, grab tires, and light the fires, come on back out as he overshoots his pit stop, or his pit box rather, and now he'll have to hope that a caution comes out so he can get caught back up. 37 thought about making a run for it on the bottom side. 11 came on down. That's going to be Jim Coleman'sberger. So new leader, this Milky Way machine now up front. That slide absolutely broke up this this field. We had a pack two by two for at least 6 or 7 rows. Now all single file back out again for the top 6. 7th being James Bryan, a little bit further back with just a little bit of help right there in the double deuce of Skylar Sixton. Behind him, you find the 8 of Richard Johns, Cameron Smith, Dion Johnson, Jerron Carter, and Jason Adams. So this little pack here, that 24 of Jason Adams was actually part of that slide. Jungle Cat Wizard, thank you very much for the raid, sir. Good to see you, Tom. Hope your stream went well. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome aboard. This is the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series live from Daytona. I am Pete, repeat, whatever you want to call me. And these guys are winding down. 23 laps remaining here in probably 2/3 of their regular season. These guys have got quite a bit left to go as we take a look at their, that's not what I wanted. Take a look at their actual schedule. Next week is Atlanta, the Charlotte Roval, and then New Hampshire. So 3 more races to go, plus their All-Star race, which had to be rescheduled before they go playoff racing at Dover in just a few very, very short weeks. So we see what's going on with these guys. Let's go back up front with our leaders and company, see if they're doing anything. Nope, still staying single file. 22 laps remaining, coming to 21. And it's going to be interesting when these guys start doubling up. Will they go back triple wide? What's going to happen with them? Will there be a caution to bring them all back together? We'll just have to wait and see. Just over 20 laps remaining here from Daytona. And it's going to be interesting. This 11, I got a chance to take a peek at his paint scheme when they were at North Wilkesboro last week, but they had to reschedule their All-Star race because of the 24-hour at Daytona race. Most of their drivers were taking part in that with various teams, and they weren't able to field the necessary amount of cars, so they went ahead and pushed this back. But again, big welcome to all the Raiders that were watching Jungle Cat Wizard. Old Tom Harmon. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Tom and company back on track here very, very soon. Once the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series kicks back off on February the 27th. They'll be picking it back up from Daytona with main league sponsor iRock TV on Roku. All right, so these guys are not ready to mix it up just yet. So we'll go back in and check in with P7. These guys also kind of keeping it single file, not much going on here. They want to try to make up time as quick as they can. And if you look at the scoring pylon, it actually looks like they are losing time. We're staying right about where they were, just about 5.5 seconds back. It's going to be Sixton, John, Smith, Johnson, and company. But when you've got a pack of 6 or 7 that are nose to tail, and then you've got this pack of 6 or 7 that are nose to tail, it's really all about staying in single file, staying tight up behind each other. Don't push the pusher, and try to get it done. Do I think a caution will come out before the end of this one? I think we might see that. So we'll see if Barney waves that yellow rag before it's all said and done. 19 laps to go behind this pack. I believe we're going to find Brandon Moore and 3 others. Terry Duguay, Kevin Roy, and Kyle Gooden. Austin Moore in this 11 and the 45 I'm sorry, no, the 45 is Austin Moore. And that's going to be the 29. 29 is a lap or more down. That's going to be Jacob Delgado in that Wrangler machine. And then Aaron Bradford in this 95 and the 28. So they're all kind of paired up in different spots around the track. And as you can tell by the track map, they're starting to slowly but surely catch back up to each other, but when you're two cars like this, it's very, very hard to get back with the big packs. Looking back from our leader, looking at the cars that are just kind of staying there in tow as they pass on by one of the No Gas Racing teammates. And that's going to be either James Bryan or Dakota Bryan in the 53 or the 55, but still moving their way through. It'll be interesting to see if these two can catch up to the rest. Let's jump on board with the hood from the 95. It's going to be Aaron Bradford just in front of him, and he can see that pack, but he just can't seem to get up there. I think he might be just outside the reach of the draft. Brian Hunt says, sucks lagged out, internet problems, but see BKM Motorsports strong. Positions 1, 2, 6, 15, and 18. Yeah, but Brian, you know what? I got to give you a lot of credit, and I said this earlier in the stream. You staying in the back, even though it was going to cost you points in the race, you were staying in the back with how much blinking you were doing and just giving position after position. So I got to give you that credit. Well done, sir. Looks like the 45 has gone ahead and peeled off to go ahead and make his last pit stop of the race. But will this go green the entire way? We will just have to see. Still, the 11 of Jim Coleman'sburg continues to lead. The 37 of Matthew Hunsaker, the guy that we talked to last, under caution, said he was going to try to get on up there, and he was going for the W. He's not points racing this evening whatsoever. The day race has now turned into night. Let's actually take a look from overhead with the iRock TV blimp at this beautiful facility in Daytona Beach, Florida. Man, what a great shot when it's all lit up. And these guys absolutely doing one hell of a phenomenal job. Limited cautions on the evening, but let's get back down there, see who's getting down, see who's getting dirty. I know that the racing is going to start picking up. 13. Are they unlucky laps to go, or are we going to go green the rest of the way? We'll just have to wait and see. 48 right now, tail end Charlie of the lead pack of 5. 37 ducking out just a little bit, try to get a little bit of clean air on the nose of his Ford Mustang GT. 73 Pepsi Machine, the 18 Toyota, and the 48 Camaro for Philip Bridgman, just trying to stay right there in tow, make sure that he's got a chance to at least bring home a podium position when it's all said and done. They're all going to come on down pit road. So the leaders are in. This should hand the lead over to Dion Johnson, Jerron Carver, or Jason Adams when it's all said and done. Or will they follow suit and come on down as well? We'll just have to see. 48 with the first pit stall amongst everybody else that just came on down pit road. Dion Johnson now leading. Dion has some limited help, but is it going to be enough? We'll just have to see. But here he is in this number 78, and I believe, yeah, it's going to be the old Jack Daniels car. And I said that this 42 here for Jerron Carver made me maybe a little thirsty. You can't see it, but I actually went ahead and cracked a Diet Dew of my own to kind of quench a little bit of thirst. I would turn my camera on, but I don't want to ruin the stream. All right, so Dion Johnson, Jerron Carver, Jason Adams, James Bryan, and Terry Duguay are now your top 5. But we'll have to see. Do they have to come on down pit road for one final stop, or are they going to be good to go? The No Gas Racing teammates, the Bryan brothers, they're right there tucked in with each other as well. I believe one is one or more laps down, though. Yeah, it looks like the 53 is one or more laps down, one lap down, if I'm not mistaken. So he's hoping for a caution. Right, I'll let you know in just a moment, though, who is the first car one lap down. If a caution did fly, it looks like it would be Robert Amaral in that number 77. That would be the free pass recipient. Terry Duguay and Kevin Roy have both come on down pit road. That's going to bring Caleb Shelton up to P number 6 with Jaden Sanchez, Philip Bridgman, and Matthew Hunter, as well as Richard Johns Sr. a little bit further back in his number 8 Camaro. That's going to round out your top 10. But so far, this is still your lead lap pack, and they're all going to go ahead and try to woe it down to come on down pit road. And here they come. Oh, 78. He locked them up at the very last second. Was he speeding, or was he clean and green? We'll have to see. But that should hand the lead over to the 86. I'm sorry, the 21 rather. And he's got some help from the 86. That is a lap down. So right now the 86, he might be the last car on the lead lap if that's the way that it works out. And if that is the case, nope, that is not the case. So, there's something else going on there, but that's all right. But right now, 21, this Ford Mustang GT for Kyle Gooden, absolutely leading. Caleb Shelton back here in this 73 with the 1848 and company. These 5 right here have been very, very strong all night long. We'll have to see who settles it out amongst themselves, as it looks like the 21's going to go ahead and hit pit road right there, and that will hand the lead over to Caleb Shelton. So put a Camaro back up top, up 6 spots, 8 laps remaining. '77's going to go ahead and duck out of the way. Very, very last minute. That could have been pretty bad. But great heads-up driving by the 73 of Caleb. Jaden Sanchez could have, man, that could have absolutely, I mean, he could have been run over right there. But, hey, good job by all. Going to catch back up to this 86 Reese's machine. So go ahead and take it high all the way around that driver. Still seeing some cars a little loose. I'm not used to seeing that out of these Cup cars. So it's kind of interesting that some of them are fighting handling. 7 laps remaining. Looks like 72-degree track temp and a 68-degree air temp. So I mean, that 72-degree track temp, is that playing into it? It's possible, I suppose, but I'm still kind of surprised by seeing so many people getting squirrely coming off the corners. All right, so 21, he's gonna go ahead and get lapped. That was the leader a little bit ago, so he's able to pick up a point for leading a lap. That might have been his main goal, knowing that he didn't have anybody to work with right then and there. 6 laps to go. All right, kind of seeing the 48 laying back just a little bit. Is he laying back and then getting a run just to see exactly what it's going to take to try to get on up there and pass the 18, pass the 73? Is he working with anybody in any of the different team comms? Saying, hey, if I go, will you go with me? I cannot do this on my own. As we're still watching these guys getting loose up and off the corner, or getting in at the entrance of the corner, and then again at the exit. Or will this other pack behind them, being led by the 8 of Richard Johns Sr., will him, the 9, the Double Deuce, will they be able to get on up there and have something to say about who wins this thing? 5 laps to go. Do they have enough time to get up there? They're in the draft. Who will it be? Are these 2 packs coming together at the right time? Looks like that front pack kind of getting just a little disassembled. That's going to let these guys in the back just get a little bit more of a run. One of the No Gas Racing teammates up on the high side, letting this lead pack go. And now they've got a little bit more of a pull. 53 finds a hole. He's going to go ahead and duck low. That's going to give all the momentum to Richard Johns and this 8. The 9 of Cameron Smith, the Double Deuce of Skylar Sixton. That's going to give all the momentum to those guys as they go ahead and swing it high. The 8 decides to stay up high, not to leave the 9, not to leave the guy that has pushed him all the way up through. Here they come. Going to go ahead and split them. Nope, 37 is going to pick up that 8, and that's going to bog down the rest of the line behind and make them go through some evasive maneuvers not to get ran into from behind. Now the 8's just got to try to work with that 37 and work his way on up. This is what it looks like from, we call it the drone shot if you want. Oh, looks like we got a wreck in the back consisting of a few guys. Will this be a caution so far? No caution, 2 laps to go. 18's going to go ahead and throw it high. 73, nowhere to go. No way to block that. 18 now. Will he have the shot to bring it on down? Will he leave the 73 out to dry? The 8, you still see him back there. He hasn't left the 9. So now you got 5 cars up high, 2 cars down low. You saw those cars spinning, but they all went towards the apron. So no caution so far. Little bit of bobbing and weaving between first, second, and third place. 8 car has absolutely brought the 9 and company up into really being able to challenge for this lead and for the W. 73 comes on up to pick up the spot. 3 wide, they're going to make contact. That's going to wreck out the entire front pack. Will the 8 be able to do anything with it? No, he's not. Philip Bridgman, he's going to be able to continue on in this 48 machine. No caution whatsoever. We are white flag racing, and if we look back from this driver, if we look back in the gearbox, he's got nobody there. The 8 will come to the start stripe. Barney will see him first. The 48 will take the W here at Daytona. All by his lonesome through turns 3 and 4. No challenge whatsoever. You saw him go 3 wide. 48's going to get it done. Congratulations. Let's go back and look at that wreck if we can. Let's go ahead and rewind that the old-fashioned way. There you see all the slicing and dicing up front. Nowhere to go. All right, so let's go ahead and clear the boards for driver 48. Philip Bridgman, it's all yours, sir. Burn it down. Something tells me the 48 might be just a little high-centered now. Nope, able to back it on up. There you go. Definitely hard to do a burnout on these high banks, but he's absolutely making the best of it in this number 48. Again, big congratulations to Philip Bridgman. Way to get it done. Way to be able to get through where everybody else is going to go ahead and wreck it out. There we go. Celebrate, sir. All right, I think Philip Bridgman probably had it for the evening. Going to go ahead and shut that 48 quick machine down. Great job again by that Camaro driver. All right, guys, we're going to show you a quick little video while we go ahead and pay some bills and get ready to roll. We'll be right back with our top 3. Don't nobody go nowhere. All right, guys and girls, we are back. Unfortunately, we're unable to reach the 37 of Matt Huntaker, so we're going to start off with P2, driver 9, up 11 spots, talking about the one and only Cameron Smith. Cameron, behind the 48, it just seemed like all hell broke loose. Big wreck, but still able to bring this number 9 Napa Know-How machine up to a podium spot. Talk us through those final 3 laps, please.
Yeah, man, it's definitely very thrilling, very fast, hard racing. You know, you have no idea what's going to happen there or who's going to do what. I'm just glad that I didn't make the silly move. I was pretty committed to the 8 there. I was hoping we could shoot the gap there and I could shove him all the way to the win. You know, he's really been running hard trying to get him one. You know, fast driver, good driver. But he'll get there. Definitely a lot of fun, though, those last couple of laps. I have no idea how I came out second. I just spun the car back around and got going and hoped for the best. And came home P2 right behind Mr. Philip Bridgman. Want to congratulate him. That is another 1-2 finish for Bridgman Motorsports. So
yeah, we
went ahead and go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, we watched you pushing the 8 all the way through until he finally caught the main pack. And then once he did, and he was in their draft, really started to pull you and everybody else all the way up through. And he had opportunities to drop down, but he never left. He kind of kept you right with him all the way through. And then it went 3 wide, and it seemed like the entire front pack just imploded and there was really nowhere to go. The only one able to get through that cleanly was the 48. Were you going to follow that 8 all the way through to a checker if you could, or would you try to take it for yourself, maybe coming off 4?
You know, it's hard to say exactly what move you're gonna make. I was pretty committed to the 8. I found him, you know, a little bit later in the race, right when it mattered. You know, we had a beautiful pit sequence there with, 4, 5, 6 of us. We pitted perfectly, came back off bumper to bumper and got going, and that's what ultimately, you know, put us in the position we were in to possibly steal a win from that lead pack. You know, I was definitely committed to the 8 no matter what through the pack. And once we got out to 1-2, you know, I'm not sure what move I would have done, but I kind of think I would have stayed committed to the 8. I was not looking to be overly aggressive tonight. I just wanted a really clean, you know, up front finish tonight. Just a nice points day. I had to start in the pit early in the race, you know, to start out, and I had to really gain a lot of ground. So definitely a tough race day. Just glad I came out in a decent spot.
We saw a lot of single file racing for much of the early part of the race. It wasn't until that last caution where everybody finally got stacked up and went back double wide and sometimes triple wide racing. Was that single file racing what you expected, or were you expecting more side by side 2-3 wide all night long?
You know, I'm gonna be honest, you know, with this group of guys, a lot of us are aggressive at times. We like to run real hard. I expected a little bit more side by side, but I was also hoping people would run a little bit more single file. You know, it's pretty hard to push. And the Chevy, you know, I was running the Chevy. You got the point on the bumper, so I had to be extremely careful there with Richard there in the 8 all the way around. He's the one I was able to push the best, but you know, you can't be pushing the pusher, and so it's difficult to want to run in that single file line. You know, it's real easy to want to take it too wide. So it was nice to see some single file racing, some patience at times, but you know, overall I think it was a good race. It was entertaining, a lot of fun to have to try to run people back down. You know, a lot of strategy.
There you go. Well, man, congratulations. This is definitely going to be, as you said, a great points night for you. A lot of people dread the super speedways because it really is, you know, anybody's race to go on up there and get it. And you've been consistent. It seems like more consistent over the last couple weeks. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you need to get out there from this driver or from this number 9?
No, I again want to reach out and just say congratulations to Phil. Really glad to see him get himself a cup win, and wanted to say thanks to Richard as well for a really great race working with somebody, and the whole team we were working with. So look forward to the next one. See what we can change up, and I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I can end up in victory lane on the next one.
There you go. There you go. So actually, you know what? Before I let you go, speaking of the next one, how do you feel about Atlanta Motor Speedway next week?
I would have to look at the schedule. I'm not sure if this is the '08 oval we're running or if this is the super speedway style. If it's the
Ooh, you know
super
what?
speedway style, I will tell you, I will not be up front very much. I will be hanging in the back because I think that one is going to be side by side for the entire race.
Ah, so we'll make up for this week, is what you're saying.
I believe so. I think it's a different. It may be like a restrictor plate super speedway type track, but it's a different type of track.
Oh yeah, it's
A
a
little
miniature
bit smaller,
Daytona.
a little bit closer quarters. People are going to want to push, and people are going to want to be up front, and that's just not a spot for me. I'm going to try to hang out in the back and be a little bit more calm and patient in the coming weeks, and try to set myself up with another string of good finishes and enter the chase strong.
All right, buddy. Well, again, congratulations, Cameron. Way to get up there. You moved throughout the pack all night long, kept that Napa machine clean. Have a great evening, sir.
Thank you very much.
You absolutely got it. All right, let's go ahead and bring up the one and only Philip Bridgman. Philip, you did not have to go far for this W whatsoever. You started outside pole this evening, but here you are bringing that Camaro up to the point when it really mattered. What was it like watching the entire pack that you were around just completely disintegrate and you drive away from it, sir?
Honestly, that was absolutely wild. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get away with it and like going through it, but it just opened right up and I just took the gap and went with it.
It was I mean, I don't want to say I wasn't expecting it, because everybody expects for there to be at least one more big one. When the initial pack was getting caught, there were only about 6 cars. But when the 8 and the 9 and so many others really caught that lead pack that stayed single file for the most part until about 4 or 5 laps to go, where they started to fan out a little bit. That's where that second pack really started to reel in the front runners. And from there on out, when you're talking about a pack of 15 cars and they all want the spot with 2 to go, all hell is going to break loose. What does this win mean for you in the 48?
It's honestly a lot. I think that just secured us a spot into the playoffs and whatnot, so that's going to be amazing to look forward to a bit later on in the season. Hopefully just to keep the strong finishes up and to keep forward with the flow, keep the energy going.
All right, I'm bringing up the schedule for everybody else. As looks like Obey Soars. Cool. Thank you very much for the follow. Definitely appreciate that. But bringing up the schedule for the rest of the season. Atlanta Motor Speedway next week. We were just talking to Cameron Smith about that. Not quite sure if it's going to be the old old Atlanta or the new. If you had your choice, are you looking forward to going back-to-back super speedway style racing, or would you prefer the old Atlanta where it's more about the driver conserving your tires and maybe even a little bit of fuel?
Both versions of it are amazing to go on, but I would probably have to pick the super speedway. I think it brings a lot of action-packed racing, and it's ready for almost anything.
We'll talk about close action-packed racing. Most of this evening was just single file racing up until about lap 60, where the caution came out, and then everybody kind of stayed for the most part double files. At some point, 3 wide and whatnot. Were you expecting it to go green as long as it did, and were you expecting just a long train to come in around the yellow line most of the evening?
I was definitely ready for like a good long green flag run of just single file steadiness, but the way how they were so far back and they had so much momentum to carry back up to us, that was pretty unexpected. And to make it right up to us, like right when it mattered the most, that was astonishing by them. They did a good job there.
Well, man, this is definitely going to help you out in the points. I think the 9 Cameron Smith said this is your first Cup win here in Bump and Run. What better way to get it than at Daytona if that was right? What does a win at Daytona mean to driver 48?
I feel like I have won in the past. I think it might be my first at Daytona in the BNR Cup Series. I feel like I won Michigan last season though, but definitely a first for this season, and it's still amazing to be able to get it done.
All right, buddy. Well, I talked a little bit ago about, Dale Jr. mentioning a long time ago that Daytona and Talladega are very much chess matches where you just have to put your piece in the right place at the right time and be able to strike when it comes down to it. It looks like you were able to do just that. The seas parted for you, my friend. Congratulations on your win here at Daytona. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you need to get out there?
Appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. Cameron, obviously, is a great teammate to have. Niagara Quick Dry, the car that I've been driving, that's my aunt's a carpet cleaning company in Niagara Falls. It's obviously you can find it at niagaraquickdry.ca, and yeah, definitely appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Well, man, that's gonna wrap it up from Daytona. Again, big congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you and the rest of the field again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a time, sir.
Appreciate it.
You got it. All right, guys and gals, that is going to be it. One hell of a race here at Daytona for the Bump and Run iRacing Cup Series. And again, whether you're out there on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, iRock TV, through Roku, wherever you were watching from, definitely appreciate it. Jason Pearson, James Sellner, Bob Cheese, Brian Hunt, Sinphonian Marley, Obey Soar is cool, as well as the raid from the one and only Jungle Cat Wizard. Thank y'all for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping me and everybody else company. Definitely appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow evening from iRacing Super Speedway with the Turn Down for What iRacing truckers are still supporting Sophia the Fierce, as well as Justin Strong with that series. Going to be a lot of fun. Those trucks have been 30 to 35 deep all season long. Cannot wait. And then a special stream on Monday night. We're going to have a little bit of a preseason Thunder race with the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series. They're going to come back from Dover Motor Speedway. So Miles the Monster is going to see who's going to be able to elude Miles and who, unfortunately, he's going to get in his grasp, chew up a few cars. But we will see y'all again very, very soon. Thanks again. Absolutely appreciate it. And yeah, have a great night.